wait?
Yes. Background. That's what counts, isn't it, Breen?
Yeah, quite so, yes, quite so.
And blood. That is what ancestry stands for. 1 lump or 2?
2, thank you.
And one less?
Just a touch of rum in mine, my dear.
Really, Henry. After what the doctor said about your sciatica.
Mr. Clarence B. Hemingway. Prince Michael Rozanov. Mr. Gustav Schrader.
How do you do, Mrs. Rodman, who's obviously delighted? And Mr. Ransford. I know Mr. Ransford.
Glad to see you again, Mrs. Breen.
Thank you. And my husband, my son, Charles. We missed you the other night.
Yes.
Who do you want to see?
Is this Robert Bernstein's home?
No, across the street.
Oh.
Something swine sweet.
Charles Breen's necktie.
Oh, I picked it fresh. Feel it, it's still warm.
Breen, my name is Benchley. Might as well me. I've been living across the street from you for 5 years.
Yes, I've been hearing you for 5 years.
And this is Miss Patsy Shaw, the heavyweight scavenger of the world.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, what's this all about?
Scavenger hunt. Did you ever hear of a scavenger hunt?
No, what is it?
Well, everybody here has to go out and get a lot of things from a lot of people, bring them in by 6 o'clock.
Yeah, but why my tie?
Well, it's just it. It's hard to get. The one who brings in the hardest thing to get wins a Jeroboam of champagne. And she got it. The winner. Come on in, introduce yourself and have a drink.
Here's your tie.
Aren't you going to put it back where you found it?
Well, that's fair enough.
Now that the scavenger hunt is over, we have provided a little entertainment for you rummies. We have with us a famous guest star, Ramona of Mr. Paul Whiteman's band. It is a band, isn't it? And Ramona has kindly consented to sing us a little ditty. Ramona, give.
How am I to know that you love me so when you turn from my career? Here we are in paradise together. Why don't you obey what your heartstrings say? Life is short and love is fleeting. Why not? Both our hearts are wildly beating. Try not to forget how much I worship you. Why not satisfy romantic hunger? Why not? We grow older, never younger. Why not? I swear I care for only you. Why any hesitation? One kiss, then hold me near. This is no mere sensation. It will last forever, dear. Why not? There's no reason for resistance. Why not? Not to love is no existence. Why not? Do as heaven tells us both to do.
We've got another treat in store for us today. Mrs. Frey and Brad Johnny, who play the piano, or the two pianos, are going to oblige with a little number on the twin clavichord.
Like a drink?
No, thanks. I've got to go to the theater later.
Like music?
Oh, I love it. Couldn't live without it.
Before you go, perhaps you'll tell me where I can reach you.
Sure. Earl Carroll Theater, third row back, second from the end.
No, I mean at home. Your telephone.
A collector's interest, perhaps?
You mean because I happen to live in that place across the street?
Because you're Charlie Breen of the New York Breeds.
Well, you're wrong. I don't collect telephone numbers.
Oh, no, really, I've got to go.
Wait a minute. You see, we're playing scavenger hunt at my house, too. And I'm supposed to get your number.
Now, I'm sorry.
I tell you what I'll do. I'll toss you for it. Come on, be a sport.
All right. Heads. Oh, you win. Promise 5. 3, 3.
Wait a minute. Columbus?
5, 3, 3, 2, 0.
And now how about a little drink?
Well, all right, a sip. Thanks. Well, here's how.
Here's the pencil. Give me the pencil.
You're cute.
Now, boys and girls, we will adjourn and have a little buffet supper. Well, then we'll adjourn to Moriarty's and have an elaborate dinner as the guests of Mr. Milestone. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go and telephone Mr. Milestone so that he'll know about it.
How about a stretch, huh?
Okay. See what lovely traffic been driving up there. The leaves blowing all around like confetti. Just as if we were celebrating something.
We were.
What, Columbus Day?
No, not Columbus Day. Something that happened 3 months ago. There.
Oh. In memory of our meeting, August the 11th, 1933. Well, aren't you just a whimsy?
Come on, let's put it on.
Hey, less of that.
What's the matter?
What made you think I'd take the bracelet from you or anybody else?
Say, you've got me wrong. You think I'm like one of your girlfriend's boyfriends.
I know what giving a bracelet to a chorus girl means.
I'll bet she takes it. I'll bet she don't. She don't look like that kind of a girl. See, of all the unsophistication. All right, but she ain't gonna take it. I got 4 bits here. Say, I bet you take it before this trip's over. I'll take that and make it $1. All right, don't shout.
Patsy, look at me. You know how I feel about you.
Maybe. We've had a lot of fun, haven't we?
Fun and no scandal. That's right, isn't it?
Well, why can't we keep it like that?
Because we don't want to. That's why I want you to stop running around with your crowd and meet mine.
I'd never make the grade.
Sure you will. The social game's just a trick. I'll teach it to you.
Charlie, you're sweet.
Say that again. Say, Charlie, you're sweet, and I'm crazy about you, and I'll do whatever you say for the rest of my life.
I don't like the payoff.
You see? She don't like the payoff.
So you're going to make me feel like Dracula because I'm trying to give you something especially nice.
Maybe. Maybe I just took my own low-down ideas and decided you were thinking them.
All right, then. Come on. Take the break.
She took it. Say, you're a bum judge, you women. Come on, boy. One eye on fun. One eye on fun. I'm getting it.
Oh, Roquefort. She's only on a diet at mealtimes in her own house. Much better with salami. Get a little careless there, Lula, forgetting the salami. Yes. What do you think, girls? I've been invited to tea to meet a Mr. Eugene O'Neill. He wrote a play once, didn't he? A play? Indeed. You girls can't know how I feel about art and the higher things of life. Charlie, stop it. What's that noise? Oh, you bit me. Oh, that. It's Patsy. She's giving Charlie a bath. You big brute. Don't you dare attack me. Well, I'll be a Chinaman. Cheapening herself no end, I call it. Come on. You good, baby. Come on now. That's right. Come on, baby. Come on now. Charlie. Hey, come here a minute. Lulu. Yes, Lulu. Hey, Lulu, will you take him out for a little walk? Hi, girl.
Come on, honey. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
Go on. I'll be with you in a minute. I just had to wash them, no matter what. I recognize the mutt you picked up. But where'd the new one come from? The fellow he's named after. You know.
I'll say they know. The entire circulation of the Evening Mirror knows. Charles E. Breen.
He didn't stop with dogs, did he? Beautiful, isn't it? It's an anniversary or something of when Charlie and I met up. Oh, let me see. It must be worth at least $12,000. You think so? What did he give it to you for? What for? Yeah, what for? Are you going to move out of here and ditch Gloria?
Can you beat that? Ruth can go highbrow and intellectual on us. But one little sign that there's any dirt to dish, and she's right back on the garbage heap with her shovel.
Well, I wasn't born yesterday. Patsy, can I wear it a while?
Sure, all you want.
No, you don't. The last time I let you wear my brooch, I had to buy the ticket to get it back. Hurry up, girls. We're late now. Another sheepdog? No, that's Jonesy. You know, Toria's boyfriend. He stopped by on his way home from work to help me celebrate my birthday.
You mean to say they let that guy have a business? I don't know.
But his bank does. I'll bet it's a distillery. Well, you taste the rum punch this guy makes. Hey, Jonesy! Do we have to leave without him?
Oh, Lisa, you... Betty!
Now, isn't that sweet?
Here you are, girls. I want you to chew every drop. And you masticate and you'll stay young. Oh.
Young like you, Mr. Jones.
Why, hello, Margie, the little girl I owe a bet to.
That's not Margie. That's Kay.
Oh.
Never mind, Mr. Jones. I'll be Margie to you. What do you owe me?
Just a little kiss, dear.
Sure.
Huh? Oh. Ah. Oh. Ruthie, how about a little welcome? Ah! I hate pinching. Besides, you shouldn't do that to a dignified man of my age.
Your age? Why, Jonesy, you're just a kid.
Don't do that!
Jonesy, on account of it's my birthday, will you do the cabman's last ride?
Oh, no, I
Jonesy.
don't. Would you like to hear?
Yes, come on.
Would you really?
Yes, sure.
Come on, you play it for me. Play it.
Come on, this is the moment.
Sorry. I don't want to sing the cabman's last trip. I want to sing something sentimental.
Well, what are you going to sing then?
Oh, you made me what I am today.
Oh, swell.
Oh, you made me what I am today. Oh, you're satisfied. You drag me down and down and down, and my soul within me dies. You've broken every vow you've made. You fool me from the start, and though you're not true, may God bless you. That's the curse of an
Oh, Josie, that's grand. Hello? Yes, Mr. Jay's here. Oh, well, if it's that important, I'll call him. Just a minute.
What? 5 o'clock? I'll be right down. Yes, right down. Oh, get off the phone, you fool. Come on. I gotta go. Lori, I gotta go. Where's my home, baby? Yes, I gotta go, Gloria.
This is that all. Happy morning.
I can't stay any longer.
Got everything?
Yeah, but
Look,
where's
John, you'll have to take my
button? Where's the button?
I'll show down when you come back.
All right, I'll take them. Goodbye.
Goodbye, won't you?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sweetie. Call me, won't you? Oh.
Hello. Hello, Betsy.
What's the matter?
Nothing, just my chest.
Smells like a sympathy racket to me. Why, you're just trying to draft a ride down in our cab. Oh, you're cold. Your hands are like ice.
I forgot my overcoat.
Oh, now, Lester, you ought to take better care of yourself. Come here. I just remembered. Pop sent me some of that medicine we use in the carnival, and it's wonderful. Buck up, Lester. Now, what's been on your mind lately?
I've been fired from the show. I closed Saturday.
Why?
Well, it seems I broke some ruling when I took that other job at the Park Royal.
Gee, that's tough. I'll miss you at the show.
I'll miss you. Patsy, sometimes I feel I just can't go on.
Have you any money socked away?
How could I with doctor's bills and whatnot? I've barely enough to live on.
That's awful. A life being risked for the sake of a few measly dollars.
Patsy, Colleen!
Coming!
I didn't mean to upset you, Patsy, but you're the only one I've got to talk to. Gee, if I could just get a hold of some real money.
Lester, I know this isn't much compared with what you need, but it might help a lot.
Oh, I couldn't, Patsy.
Why not? I'm not a girl helping a man. I'm a well person helping someone who's sick. You're my pal, aren't you? You do the same thing for me.
Oh, you. There's nobody like you. Patsy, I'll never forget you.
Keep your chin up. Maybe I can help more later. Don't you lose heart. Patsy! Hurry up, you'll be late. Patsy! Well, it's the last time. I've never can't say. My whole life. Remember what happened the last time we were late? Fine. Steve was all right.
Gentlemen, I apologize. I'm sorry I'm late. Huh?
It's a swell gag. Say, what did it cost you to print it? Print it?
My dear, it came in the morning mail. One of my many invitations you did.
You're a lamb dyer. You actually mean to stand there and tell me his mother's asking you to a party at the Breen house?
Uh-huh.
Can you tie that? Oh, say, what are you going to wear?
Nothing. I'm not going.
Well, why not? You know, for a gal who sets herself up to be smart, you can be awful dumb at times. Well, I don't get you. Why, it's the oldest racket in the world. Invite the son's girlfriend to the house to meet the family. Show her up in front of them and make a fool out of her. Cool off the boy's affection. It's all washed up and over with. That's bunk. Lots of girls at the theater marry into rich families. Yeah, well, you don't happen to know any chorus girls that are celebrating their golden anniversary, do you? Besides, I'm going to send for Pop as soon as I get enough money saved up. You're not going to import that souse at a time like this. Well, not right now. He's in jail again. You know, on account of the still exploding. But when he gets out, you'll love to make trouble for yourself. Bringing that leaping acrobat here. Well, he was an acrobat, and a darn good one. He was the leading attraction in the whole show. And if Charlie doesn't like him, why? But it's not that worries me. Well, what then? Well, you see, Charlie's idealized me, so he thinks I never... Good grief, you're not going to tell him any different. Don't be a fool. A man never tells a girl his past. There he is now. Here, take this out. I'll ask him. Hello.
Hello there.
I'm going down the hall a minute.
Okay. Hello, Pat.
Hello there. Thanks, just loads for the flowers. They're beautiful. Oh, and I got the invitations from your mother. Look, all engraved and everything.
She sent it because she understands
Understand what?
that I love you. Come along, young lady. Stalled me long enough. Now you can listen to me. Sit down there. You know, Pat, when I first met you, when I really got to know you, I said to myself, now there's a girl who could make me a real home, not just a showplace. I never had any real home life, the kind that other people seem to have. Father was always busy or abroad, and Mother had so much of her time taken up with this sort of thing that, well, it was always a sacrifice for her to give much time to me.
Yes, I bet it was.
Boarding schools and tutors, that was my life. Oh, my dear, I love you. Tell me you love me.
Oh, I do. I never dreamed I could love anyone so much.
Oh, you darling. When are you going to marry me?
Do you really want to marry me? You're not just kidding me.
You know darn well I want to marry you.
Well, Charlie, you've got to know all about me.
I know all I need to know about you.
No, you don't. You've got to know some bad news.
Well, come on, let's have it.
You're not the first man in my life. Don't look at me like that. I'm not really... Oh, I don't mean to excuse myself. You see, I was raised in a traveling street fair and carnival company, and when I was 12, my mother died. When I was 15, my pop married again and left the show, and I had to make my own living.
I see.
Well, I was all right as long as I stayed with the carnival company. None of the boys there ever made the slightest pass at me. Then one day we struck a town where there was a stock company called the Frederick Morgan Players. I saw the show and got stuck on Frederick Morgan and ran away and joined the company.
Then what happened?
Oh, he never noticed me for about a month, and I thought it was wonderful. I used to stand in the wings and watch him, and then one night he asked me to go to a lunch wagon and have a hamburger. Then he asked me if I didn't want to go up to his room a while and talk.
That's enough, Patsy.
No, you've got to hear it all.
So we went up to his room, and he told me he thought I had a lot of temperament and that I could become a great artist like him if I learned about life. Then he asked me if I didn't want to take off my things and stay a while. So I took off my things.
How long did this go on?
It didn't go on. I guess I got wise and I ran away. There's never been anybody else since.
Is that the truth?
You don't think I'd have told you about one if there'd been others, do you?
No, that's true. You didn't have to tell me. Not many girls would have played that straight.
I wish it had been you. You're a swell guy.
We'll tell them all just where we stand at Mother's party.
Charlie, I know I've got to meet your folks, but...
But what?
Well, those society people, they scare me to death.
Well, you gotta know them sometime. They're not so bad when you get to know them. I tell you what I'll do. I'll help you. Come on, I'm up. Say, how soon can your father get here?
About 30 days.
Good evening, good evening. So happy you could come.
Sweet of you, sir.
Ah, mon ami, je suis enchanté de vous voir.
Un tout plaisir pour moi.
Oh, how do you do?
So glad to bring to see you again.
Oh, don't be silly, darling. Come on in. Oh, Mr. Charles. Yes? You want the car anymore? Yes, have him wait. Mother, I want you to meet Miss Shaw.
How do you do, Mrs. Green? I'm so glad to know you.
How do you do? I'm very happy to have you here. Charlie, would you be good enough to introduce her to our friend?
Of course. Come on, Pat. Dad, I want you to meet Miss Shaw.
I'm very glad indeed to know Miss
How
Shaw.
do you do?
Mr. Ford, Miss Shaw.
Oh, hello, Victor.
Hello,
Pat.
Pardon me. And this is the young man that keeps us out of trouble, our family lawyer, Mr. Wiggins.
Delighted, I'm sure.
I haven't seen her in any shows.
It's a new one on me. I never heard of her before.
All friends to me, Pat.
Goodbye.
Is that the girl the columnists are hinting about?
I don't know. But I do know she's all right, and Charlie wouldn't have her here.
You should have gone to Monte Carlo. Ben Finney gave a party on Bill Lee's yacht. It was a beauty.
Monte Carlo, I give me buried every time in season. 4 straight years.
You can't beat the Riviera crowd. Antibes, even Nice last year.
Have you ever been to Atlantic City?
Well, a gentleman always goes to Atlantic City sometime in his life.
No drinks are to be served until the music is concluded. Not to anyone.
Yes, ma'am.
And get that disgruntled look off your face.
I beg your pardon, ma'am. It's not disgruntled. It's disappointed. I expected to hear Toscanini tonight.
Well, you'll have a musical evening just the same. If you leave the door open, you can hear the English singers.
Yes, ma'am.
That will do.
Yes, ma'am.
Charlie, do you really like this sort of thing?
No, I hate it. But I have to do it once in a while for the sake of the family. Pat, the first chance you have, will you get rid of that gum? It isn't done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pardon. Your father wants to see you. Important.
What is it?
Keys to the cellar.
I'll be back in a minute, dear.
I've been wanting to see you.
In my legal capacity or as a friend?
Both. Have you met Miss Shaw?
Yes, a few minutes ago.
The situation is ghastly.
I understand.
Charlie has seen her only with the glamour of the settle about her. Tonight, among his own kind, I'm hoping he'll see how impossible she is.
And if he doesn't?
Then I shall need your help again.
At your service.
Dad, I want you to help me out with Miss Shaw tonight.
Of course, my boy. Anything I can do.
You see, she's, well, not at her best among strangers, and you can do a lot to make her feel at home.
Certainly, I'll just go and have a little drink, and then I'll...
No drinking until after the music. And having I hear you're neglecting our guests.
Yes? Oh, of course.
My dear, your little friend had an accident.
What happened?
She slipped on a rug and fell.
Did she hurt herself?
No, I don't think so. Unless perhaps her paint was scratched.
Hello, Bill.
How are you?
You're going to have the pleasure of hearing the Twickenham singers direct from England. Do you like 17th century music?
Oh, sure.
Who is your favorite composer?
Well, I like the guy that wrote our show pretty well.
Oh, and
Why, there's Muriel.
hello, Lady Bree. Darling, how do you find
Muriel, I didn't know you were back in town.
And this is little Miss Shaw I told you about.
How do you do?
Oh, how do you do? You're in the theater, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
suppose you're a famous star.
No, I'm only in the vanity.
Oh, a review. Well, you must get to meet a lot of awfully nice men.
Well, I met Charlie.
Muriel was Charlie's first sweetheart. You know, you two should be very good friends.
I'm sure.
Just think of it. She's been true to him all these years. I don't think she's ever had another beau. He first proposed to me when I was 12. Oh, and he's been proposing to her regularly ever since.
No, Mother.
Oh, fun. Missed you at the hunt.
No time this year. How'd you make out?
Oh, rotten. I had a bad horse. Give me a cigarette.
Sure.
I adore your makeup, Miss Shaw. It's so sophisticated, so positively depraved. I'd like to get the same kind.
You don't need it.
Hello, Muriel.
Hello, Henry.
Oh, mon cher Duc, je voudrais vous présenter cette petite Mademoiselle Shaw, the Duc de Raymond.
Enchanté, mademoiselle.
How do you do?
Oh, you don't speak French, do you?
No, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. Une petite amie de mon fils. C'est un peu extraordinaire qu'on me trouve ici chez moi. Mais c'est l'Amérique.
Vous avez raison, mais elle est si charmante.
Do you think so?
Elle est délicieuse, hein?
You're a lifesaver. Don't leave me.
They're all friends.
Well, King Henry, it looks like Prince Charles has found his princess.
You think so?
And I like her. She's got intestinal fortitude.
Well, speaking of that, I think perhaps I know how to promote the trade.
Lead on, King.
Charlie, Uncle Jefferson is on his way over.
Uncle Jeff.
He was to speak at his bridal club tonight, but I persuaded him to come and meet this charming little lady.
Uncle Jefferson is the ogre who rules the Breen clan.
Right. Come along now. We must hear the madrigal.
Listen, darling. As long as it's Uncle Jeff, I think that maybe you have got on a little too much makeup.
That's Muriel's sweet remark taking root.
What do you mean?
Charlie, why don't you marry Muriel?
Because I don't love her. I wouldn't marry her on a bet.
But she's in your class, and I feel like I'm in a foreign country.
Darling, come on. Be yourself.
I can't. I just freeze up. I'll run along and fix the makeup.
Pardon, sir. Long distance calling.
Twickenham Singers.
Give me the note, please.
A froggy would a wooing go. Hey, horse and rolling. A froggy would a wooing go. Whether his mother would let him on up with a rolling, polling, gun and a spinach, oh. Or horse and Anthony rolling.
Yeah. Was machst du denn da, hm? Aus.
I could do with a little drink,
Du kennst doch es.
but I need it.
You need it?
I wish they'd sing a drinking song.
Yeah, I could do with one.
What are those Twitchingham singers?
They sing sitting down.
Oh. And they call that art.
Yeah, and the thing that about now, Toscanini is just commencing the Beethoven Symphony.
Is that pretty hot?
Oh, wonderful. And Mrs. Breen kept me in the house, like her little dog.
Nothing to compare to what she did to me. All she forgot to order was a bloodhound.
Oh, poor child.
Here's to Mrs. Breen. May she sit in a draft and get pneumonia.
Yeah, Prost.
Yeah, Prost.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't drink any more, miss.
Just a itty bitsy one.
All right, then. Just the itty-bitty one, huh? You're very fond of Mr. Charles, aren't you, Fräulein?
Just nuts about it.
Oh, you make him mighty happy. He's a fine fellow. You know, he doesn't take after his mother.
Maybe Mr. Reed put it over on her. Baby, she is with his mother.
No, you shouldn't anymore.
Well, did I tell you? One drink and I get pie after that.
Don't take it.
Whoopee! Be thyself. That's what he said. Be thyself. All right, I will. You be yourself. We'll all be yourself. Whoopee! Lester! Oh, I never was so glad to see anybody in my life. Oh, Lester.
Oh, Patsy, you're cockeyed.
I'm not cockeyed. I'm flustered. I had to do in self-defense. Oh, you love music.
Music? Yeah, but...
That's it. That's it. I'd like you to play for him.
All right, Patsy. Oh, boys, set them up over there.
Now we'll have fun. Christmas. Champagne to my friend.
I'll start your music, Patsy.
You're going to... Oh!
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
Good evening, Chris.
Good evening. Won't you join me in a little champagne?
I'd count it a blessing.
Christmas. 2 glasses, please.
Oh, I wouldn't dare, Mrs. Winterland.
The foot. Get the glasses. Why aren't you upstairs listening to the Twickenham singers?
The same reason you are.
Well, I'm glad to see some light in this old mug at last. Thank you.
Toasted? I'm Patsy Shaw.
I'm Charlie's Aunt Mildred.
Oh. Don't tell me there's a human being in this house. I might break down.
Susie!
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, right there.
All right, I'll do a little dance for you. Good. Oh, I don't know about that.
Come along now.
We play two for you.
Oh, certainly.
Come on, boys.
See how they run, see how they run. See how they run after the ball is when she comes and gives it a falling down. To everything you can see your life. See how they ride, see how they ride, see how they run.
Go, Patsy. Look out.
How dare she?
Why, Mother, you want your guests to have a good time? I hired that jazz orchestra, but they weren't to play until after the singers.
But who started it now?
Hey, come on, boys.
Jefferson Breen is here.
Show him down, please. Jefferson Breen is here.
It'll be the last.
Lester! Lester! Come on, get hot!
Fine show.
Show. Circus. A way to stop it.
I think, Mrs. Breen, that I know a way. It will probably cost you heavily.
Whatever the cost, end it.
Girls, what do you think? Kitty Lane won a breach of promise suit.
It's the third break she's had this year.
Telegram for you, Miss Patsy.
I was going now. From Lester. He's in the cottage at Long Beach that somebody loaned him, and his cook left him flat, and he's all alone and sick.
Oh, he'll live through it.
Gloria, he's very ill.
I've neglected him shamefully. I didn't even know he was out of town. Poor boy. Poor boy, my eye. Why didn't he go to a sanitarium?
Now, you know he can't afford it.
I've got to go to him.
I think you ought to, Patsy.
Oh, shut your trap, will you?
I said I think you ought to.
Say, Patsy, you better stop and think. You can't do a thing like this. Why not? Well, what about Charlie? You know he's jealous. Jealous of a man who's probably dying. Why, he'd be the first to tell me to go.
Oh, Patsy'd never let his friend down. Hey, one more crack out of you and I'll bust you in the kisser. You don't need to urge her to go. Goodbye, gal. You gripe me. You know just what to say to make her go. Oh, you have no humanity, old thing. No humanity.
Hello, Kay.
Say, sweetheart, don't you want some ham and eggs to eat with that salad? No, no, thanks. I'm still dieting.
How come you're not at the family party today?
Mother was pretty darn sweet, Gloria. She insisted that I ditch the family and come here to Pat.
Well, she's showing Patsy's telegram.
I don't show people's private correspondence without their permission.
Oh, but Patsy doesn't keep anything from Charlie, does she?
No, that's right. She tells me everything.
Of course, Charlie. Patsy thought she was perfectly free today. Kay, mind your own business, will you?
What are you driving at?
Oh, nothing, except if, I had as nice a man as you, Charlie. I wouldn't run off to another man as soon as your back was turned.
She didn't. It wasn't planned. Charlie, Kay's trying to put a mean light on something innocent.
Well, what is it then?
Lester's sick. He wired Patsy for help, and she went. Patsy said she knew you wouldn't mind, that you'd be the first one to help him.
Yeah. Charlie's helped Lester a lot already, without knowing it.
Just what do you mean?
Have you ever noticed that Patsy never wears your gorgeous bracelet?
Oh, that. She never wears any jewelry.
Oh, but if I had an exquisite bracelet that someone gave me, I wouldn't turn it over to another man.
What? You mean she gave that bracelet?
The very day she got it. I was here when it happened. She handed it over to Lester.
Charlie, you don't understand.
You're dead right, I don't understand. But I'm going to find out.
Oh, you'll never
Hello? What? Not till tomorrow? But this is urgent. Oh, I see. All right. They can't get anyone to come here till tomorrow.
Oh, you won't desert me.
Why, of course not, Lester.
I hate to ask you to stay.
Oh, that's all right. I think I'll turn in now. And there's a bell. If you need anything, you just ring. Good night.
I wish you'd kiss me good night. Mother always did.
Poor kid. You have to sleep now. Good night.
Good night, my sweet.
Hello, Gloria? Sorry to wake you up. Is Pat home yet? It's after 2 o'clock. Yes, I know it's a long drive in from Long Island, but I know she's been out this late before, but...
Oh, I wouldn't worry if I were you.
All right. Goodbye. She home yet?
No. Why, Charlie, you're as white as a ghost.
I didn't get much sleep last night.
Oh, I know, but it's only 6 o'clock.
Where is this place?
Oh, don't get her wrong, Charlie. She only feels sorry for Lester. But she loves you.
Excuse me for getting up so early.
That's okay. Oh, you darling, to come.
Patsy, how could you do a thing like this?
Like what?
I've been wild with worry. Why didn't you phone?
Well, I didn't want to butt in on your family.
Patsy, who's there?
Oh, dear.
Wait a minute. I want to talk to you.
What's going on?
You've been here all night with him.
Well, what of it? Lester. Now, Lester, get back to bed. You'll catch your death.
Patsy, I'm sorry he found you here with me. I'll never forgive myself if I spoiled your chance to marry him.
Hush, Lester. Charlie, don't act like this.
What do you expect me to do? Stand by and grin while you two put it over on me?
But, Charlie, he's sick. In the theater, we have to look after one another. We have no families. Our lives are like that.
Is this the kind of a life you expect me to lead?
Now, wait a minute.
No dignity, no respect, giving anybody a chance to say anything?
Who said anything?
A few of my friends might not understand your ideas.
Well, then your friends have dirty minds.
Why didn't you bring someone with you?
Well, the girls wouldn't come. They wouldn't lift a finger to help Lester.
They're right.
Charlie, don't be jealous over nothing.
Nothing, spending the night here with him.
Don't you dare say it like that.
No? Well, what about my bracelet you gave him?
Oh, Charlie, I meant to tell you. I just forgot.
Yeah, that sounds swell. Very convincing. You ought to have him here to prompt you.
Well, I did forget. After all, what's a bracelet compared with a person's life?
I'm afraid I wasn't brought up in that pure-minded theatrical atmosphere of yours.
I suppose you think that 5-story Frigidaire that you call home is so much better.
I'm afraid I do.
Well, let me tell you one thing. I couldn't breathe a free breath.
Well, I'm glad to find it out in time.
And that mother of yours...
You leave my mother out of this. She's been darn nice to you.
Nice? Huh?
Pat,
Darling, listen.
you stay out of this or I'll chuck you out the window.
Oh, then shut up about Pat. At least I respect her. I wish to heaven she'd marry me.
Well, it might not be a bad idea.
Oh, is that so? Well, maybe you're right. Maybe it's a swell
your idea.
So? Well, I don't have to be told twice.
Charlie!
Patsy, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going after him.
After all he said, where's your pride? Surely you know when a man like that is finished with you. You're much too good for him, Patsy. Him and his whole hi-hat crowd. You'd never be happy with them.
Maybe you're right.
That's the girl. I love you, Patsy. Really, I do. I've never told you so because I'm just a sick mug.
Oh, Lester, you'll be all right.
I put up a terrific battle. And for what? If I just had you to live and work for, life would have some meaning. Patsy, would you believe something? Ages ago, honestly, I got a marriage license for us. That's the kind of a romantic jump I am.
Oh, Lester. We're such miserable, homeless mud, both of us.
Maybe we can make a home together.
Maybe. Lester. Lester.
Oh, wife. Patsy, what's the matter?
Whose house is this?
Oh, a friend.
How did you get it?
Well, one of the boys, they...
John Wigan, the Green lawyer?
Oh, is he their lawyer? You see, I met him at that party, and he realized how sick I was.
Kind of him, wasn't it? Well, he was such a good friend. Why didn't you get him to come up here and stay with you?
I did, but he wasn't in town.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'll phone him.
All right, he is in town, but he won't be into you.
You... That Wigan.
Patsy, I've saved you from a very unhappy marriage. After all, Mrs. Breen was so set against it.
Mrs. Breen? Oh, so she's in on this, too.
Darling, maybe it's all for the best. Don't get yourself all upset.
After all I've done for you, you should sell me out for a miserable $5,000.
Oh, no, that was just an advance. Oh, I told him I wouldn't do it without half down. See, I thought with $10,000.
Mrs. Breen would pay $10,000 to queer me with Charlie. You're smarter than I thought you were.
$10,000 is a nice little nest egg, Patsy. You and I can have a home. After all, you are my wife.
Don't catch me, you dirty double-crossing heel. I'll show you how long I stay your wife.
All right, try and get a divorce in New York. The Breens will pay me plenty now to give you grounds.
So they think they've got me licked, do they?
Give me that check.
What?
Won't do you any good. It's made out to me.
Yeah, but it's signed by John Wiggins. He and that Breen dame will be mighty sorry they ever got me started.
Chris, hasn't Mr. Wiggins phoned?
Not since you spoke to him yesterday, ma'am.
I'm Mr. Charles.
No, ma'am. No, Mr. Breen either. Not since yesterday. No word from any of them.
Answer that.
Yes? Who wants her, please?
Miss Shaw.
Miss Patsy Shaw.
That's for you, madam. It's the young lady, Miss Shaw.
I'm not at home.
Pardon? Mrs. Breen is not at home. She says it's a matter of great importance to you.
Hello, what is it you want? What? Your lawyer says what? Oh. It's money you're after. I think if you'll come over, you'll find me very...
My lawyer says you better come over and see me.
Oh. Very well. I'll come.
Oh, that's okay. It's a cinch she doesn't know I married to Lester. She won't know until I've done a little business with her.
Are you going to make her pay you for breaking off with Charlie?
That's not all. Are you sure Charlie said his mother sent him here last night?
That's what he said.
Then Mother's in a bigger mess than she thinks she is.
I've got a lawyer, too.
And I'm glad you're finally getting some brains. Don't worry about me. From now on, I'm hard-hearted Hannah herself.
Then I said to her, well, it might not be a bad idea if you did marry him. And I walked out.
And then?
That's all.
And you asked me here to ask my advice on this?
Yeah. My boy, you're not a moron. You're just studying to be a moron. What do you mean?
Don't you detect a fishy odor about the whole proposition?
Trout, perhaps. You mean Trout, the saxophone player?
Sure. Go on. Order your car.
We're going places.
Hello, Winifred.
Oh, Mr. Wiggins, please. Jefferson Breen calling.
Yes? Who is it?
Hello, is this Wiggins? Mrs. Breen wanted to know if you fixed things up with that, jazz band leader. You know. Yes, about the girl. You have? Oh, well, that's fine.
How do you do, Mrs. Breen?
How do you do? This is my lawyer, Mr.
Wiggins.
You remember my name, eh?
And your number. This is Miss Hall.
How do you do?
Well, I'm ready to go ahead if you are.
Of course, it's understood that you break off all relationship with young Mr. Breen.
Okay.
I didn't realize blackmail was one of your accomplishments, for sure.
There are a great many things about me that you haven't realized yet, Mrs. Breen.
There you are. I think you'll find the sum generous.
Thanks. Oh, $25,000. I had no idea I was worth so much to you.
If the amount is satisfactory, I think I'll be...
Just a minute, Mrs. Breen. There are a few things I'd like to say to you.
There's nothing further you can say.
I haven't even begun what I have to say to you. Will you sit down?
I prefer to stand.
Well, you'd better sit down, because if you don't, when you hear what I have to say, you're going to fall into that chair. Listen, Mrs. Breen, your boyfriend here got a cabin for Lester Trout.
I object.
Go ahead and object. You counted on my good nature to get me down there, and I went. You sent Charlie after me, and he came.
I do not wish to hear
Well, you're
about
going to hear about it, and plenty more. What you didn't count on was my finding out about it. Sit down. I didn't bring you here about this check. You think that money can do everything. Well, it can't. I know I can't hurt you in the pocketbook, so I'm going to hit you where it'll do the most good. Right on the front page.
I don't understand.
Well, you will in a few minutes. When I left my lawyer's office, a couple newspaper reporters were waiting for me.
What?
And I made up my mind right then and there to tell them the whole pretty story of what Mrs. Henry Horace Breen did to me, with names, dates, and places.
You didn't...
This is the check I'm interested in. You recognize that signature?
I didn't know what Mr. Wiggins was doing.
No, you just paid him to do it.
There, Mrs. Breen. I'll handle this.
This check in your picture, they're going to look swell in the papers. I can see the headlines now. Mrs. Henry Horace Breen bribed saxophone player to compromise poor chorus girl.
She wouldn't dare. I'll ask the grand jury
You
to
better keep away from grand juries. They're pretty tough in these conspiracy cases.
Conspiracy?
And how?
What do you want me to do?
Hello. Oh, this is Gloria. Just a minute. It's Charlie. He's in the lobby.
Oh, don't let him come up here. He mustn't see me. He mustn't know.
Send him right in. Okay.
But, Miss Shaw, he mustn't come. If he sees you here, I'll see you at your office.
Right.
Miss Shaw, Charlie mustn't know.
Why shouldn't Charlie know?
Because he loves
Well,
me.
he loves me, too. You tried to queer me with him. You tried to make him believe that
I know. But I thought I was acting for the best. Please, Miss Shaw.
Well, I've got to make Charlie understand that I wasn't responsible. I've got to tell him.
You can't do that. You can't do that. He'd walk out of the house and never speak to me again. I couldn't bear it. I love him so.
Well, you've got a darn funny way of showing it.
Oh, I know I've made a mistake, but you can't destroy his faith in his mother.
She doesn't like cigars.
Pat. Why, Mother? What are you doing here?
I just came over to call on Miss Shaw. I wanted to know her better.
That's right, Charlie. We're just crazy about each other.
Pat. Well, that's just great, Maggie.
Maggie?
Yes, I haven't called you that for 20 years.
But Uncle Jefferson...
Don't uncle me. I'm Jonesy around here, and I'm going to stay Jonesy. Because I like young people and laughter better than having tea with the daughters of the American Revolution.
But surely breeding and family...
I'm coming to that. Because you are not a daughter of the American Revolution.
Jonesy.
She's not even a daughter of the Cuban Revolution. And furthermore, at the present, do you know where our money comes from? From the Breen hardware factories, plumbing supplies. You know, there are a lot of fixtures in the bathroom.
Oh, I've never been so humiliated.
Why, Mother, there. He didn't mean a word of that.
Of course he didn't. You were only kidding, weren't you, Jonesy?
Oh, I know I'm nothing. But my husband's family, it's like everything to me. Don't you see?
Well, maybe I do.
Of course he does. You two just don't understand each other.
Well, we didn't. But we will now.
There, Mother. Tell her you didn't mean it.
Why, of course I didn't. Come on out in the car and talk it over. We'll be good friends now. Hey, Maggie.
I was only bluffing about the newspapers anyway.
Thank you. Goodbye. That's it?
I'm ashamed of what I said this morning.
I said a great many things I'm sorry for, too.
How about us getting married right away, will you, Pat?
Sure. Oh, I forgot. I married Lester this morning.
What? Pat, you didn't.
Well, I was only married 10 minutes. I realized I loved somebody else.
10 minutes. You won't even need a divorce. You can get an annulment.
Oh, darling. Say, Charlie.
Yes?
Charlie, will you do me a favor?
Why, of course, Pat. What is it?
Well, I'd feel a little safer if your lawyer got the annulment.
Old Bullfrog Wiggins? Sure, I'll put him on the job right away.
Oh, darling, that's swell.
Goodbye, darling. Take care of yourself.
Well, I'll try.